Hello, good morning. Welcome into another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. My name's Dominic. That is Mr. Huddie the Hudsonator. It
Hello.
is the 26th day of November, year of our Lord 2024. It is a crisp 40 degrees here, a beautiful morning. I think it is still dark, but like we said yesterday for Huddie, the sun will come up today. It has never let us down, and we hope to see it soon. How's everyone doing out there? Looks like we're already seeing some Thanksgiving travel. A lot less viewers in here this morning, but it doesn't mean we can't accomplish our goal of hitting that thumbs up button. Making sure right now that we are subscribed to the channel. You hit that little subscribe button. I think it says subscribe in English. You click that button, and you're rocking and rolling, ready to go. We post content long form every single Monday. We are live every day the market is open. Once some more of you filter in, I'll let you guys know about the schedule for the Thanksgiving week as we start to approach the day itself. And we'll talk about the current market right now. We'll talk about the biggest gappers. Huddy will enlighten us with some sort of wisdom, and we're all looking forward to that moment. But we can see him today, so we're happy. How are we doing? We're
We're
tired.
good. As I always say, it's early. We're still on the West Coast, so it is dark out. It's
Should we just
5:30
have a
a.m.
moment of silence for anyone who's not on the East time zone?
Yeah, it's rough out here.
All right, that was your moment of silence.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Got a couple gappers today. Had one yesterday, but did have some more movement in the quantum sector. We had QMCO ran quite a bit yesterday. My mic is echoing. I'll bet you it's because it's not on. Oh, is it echoing for you, Huddy?
No,
No. Okay, Mike says okay for someone else. I don't know how to fix this one because everything is the way it's supposed to be. A couple of other review comment and let me know if the mic is fine. Good mic. That's 2 out of 3. That's a majority. The mic is fine. All right. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Over 64 of you watching right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk about the biggest gappers of the day in small cap land. Go through them one by one. Talk about their catalyst, a little bit about the share structure of the company, any dilution. And then we go through the daily chart and let you know if it's something we'd be interested in. And give you our biases. How does that sound, Huddy?
sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Like a lot of fun or
Like a ton of fun.
ton of fun here at 558 for Huddy. Biggest
hmm
gapper of the day you can see here is PSTX, but something new if you are new. If you see that the news is acquisition and they are being acquired for a price of $9 per share, the price of the stock just gaps up into that area, and this is not that stock, and just stays there. So it might look like it's a 227% gapper, but it really is not going to move all that much today. That's something you just got to learn. Once you learn it once, you're set for life. That was the first thing Huddy said. What about PSTX? I said, it's acquisition. He goes, okay. There's not a lot of conversation on it. But the biggest gapper of Z-Day, besides that, is Toyo. How do you feel
They're
about
a
that?
solar.
Toyo.
They're a solar company.
Out of Japan with a 4.53 million float. They are a solar solution company, and they are committed to becoming a reliable full-service solar solutions provider in the global market, integrating the upstream production of water and silicon, midstream
Okay.
production of solar cell, downstream production of photovoltaic modules, and potentially other stages of the solar power supply chain. These companies, in their description, love these run-on sentences that never end. But that's what they're doing. They're low across the board in terms of overall risk for dilution. Their news about an hour ago was that they secured a $150 million contract to supply solar cells to a leading solar module manufacturer. And they also had news the past few days. They're acquiring solar module manufacturing, so they're acquiring that company. So I'm guessing this is probably repeat news. And then they're also presenting or participating in a conference in New York City, December 4th and 5th. So if Huddy's back, he'll be able to go to that.
I will be back.
So you'll be able to check in on Toyo. So
I'll check
this,
in on Toyo.
not the craziest catalyst ever. As a company, it looks like it historically has not done a whole lot of dilution. It's a fresher chart coming up here, IPOing in July of this year. They're cash flow positive, and they are de-SPAC, it looks like. So SPAC warrants at 11.50. Anything there you want to touch up on or live around for a minute?
No, nothing really strikes me as like bearish aside from this gap up, which I think is hard for these stocks to sustain in the first place. But in terms of fundamentals, like
The
solar
only thing
might,
bearish is the bullish stock price.
yeah, the only thing bearish is the fact that we're gapping up super big. That I'm bearish on, right? I just think you're going to pull back. But it's solar, and then there's Tesla, and they're trying to jump on the bandwagon. That's all right and fine, no dilution. But I don't know, these SPAC charts for me, it's like a lot of these have become turds, just sitting in the water, and then they get this volume day, and it doesn't really amount to very much, at least from my experience this year. Maybe that changes, but for now, I'm just I think all SPACs are kind of turds. So that's kind of my thought process, just on just I guess SPACs in general. Not like really looking into this company that too hard under a microscope. As far as gappers and how they've been performing, that's kind of what I probably care about more. And I might have said it yesterday, but I didn't really tell you guys exactly how they've been going down until I remembered. So usually at 5:30 a.m. I don't remember everything. They've been doing this thing where they spike and then they come down and then they go sideways and they make this giant L pattern. And I remember like QSI did it last week, WORX did it last week, QMMM did it yesterday. It's just it spikes and then it drops and then it makes a base and it never really gets out of that channel until the next day. So we'll see if that continues here. Like I don't know if they're all just kind of performing like that, but so far like the past like 4 or 5 have done that exact action. So we'll see if there's like an algo or if there's just like not a lot of selling pressure, whatever it is. But yeah, that's what I've noticed.
That's the catch up with Mr. Huddie. But yeah, as far as Toyo, kind of a cool name there. We'll see if that plays into it as all. I know Kellogg always says, "Ooh, cool name. I'm buying it." Up right around 100% right now. Pretty fresh chart. All-time highs up there at 720. It looks like 722 for those who like to be exact. And we haven't quite broken that this morning, but there isn't a ton of volume on that day either. So I look at this as much more of a fresh chart. Like this is the first time we're really getting any movement. You have this day back here right after it de-SPACed on 712 where it did 56 million. Right now we're tracking about an hour and we've done 13 million. So it looks like it's going to be a decent volume day at higher prices. So maybe some more dollar volume. Yeah, I'm not necessarily super bearish on this type of daily chart just because it looks like it could be at all-time highs relatively easy. And there's nothing super bearish in the dilution. The news isn't life-changing, but it isn't bad either. It's kind of an interesting industry as well with the solar. Lowish float, 4.5 million. So to balance all that out, it's not something that I'm interested in buying, but I will probably stay away on the short side, kind of in that medium price range too, $6 with a lower float can move quite quickly. We can see what the price action looks like this morning. So just kind of big spike on the news from the 3s to the 6 area and is now just kind of holding higher lows and trending. So it is the biggest gap of the day, up over 100% right now. And we'll see where it goes and what it does. And we'll see what this week, this holiday Thanksgiving turkey week is all about. If it is going to be with runners. We've had some good runners this week already. Not ones that have been particularly easy to play, but we have had some movement. So we'll see if that continues into the middle of the week before taking our break on Thursday and then coming back on Friday. But that is Toyo. Toyo. Can I hear you say it? Toyo. The next biggest gap of the day, up 83.77%. It's a lower price stock going by the name of IDAI T-Stamp. One that we remember a little bit from AI run earlier this year, I believe. I don't remember it being a crazy runner, but I remember having it on a watch because it had the letters AI in it. It never really did anything. So maybe it's not the one I'm thinking of. But this is T-Stamp Inc. Class A. Do you know what that means, Huddy?
Class A shares.
What does that mean? Tell the folks.
It means that the shares have designation rights, and what they are, I don't know.
It means they are not class B, C, D, or E.
They are Class A.
They are Class A, but this is T-Stamp Incorporated, rocking a 17 million float. They're a software application company out of the United States of America. They develop a market identity authentication software solutions for enterprise partners and peer-to-peer markets in the United States, the United Kingdom, Poland, and Malta. You ever been to Malta? Great place, I hear.
have.
You have. Of course you have. Who's been to
Of course I
Malta? What is Malta?
It's a little island in the middle of the
No.
Mediterranean.
It's a frozen drink that you make out
I
of
think
like
you can get
chocolate.
passports there, and they have good tax benefits in Malta.
Is it in Europe?
Yeah, it's in the Mediterranean Sea. It's kind of, I think it's its own country. It's like its own little island. It's like its own little. I could be wrong on that.
It's its own little slice of heaven, if you will.
Yeah, look it up. It's a nice place.
I probably won't, but thanks for letting me know. 17 million float. What do you see here in the filing? 6.8 months of cash. Let's take a look at the catalyst actually first. There is none, unless you have some somewhere else on a different website in a different world.
I'm looking.
Let's see, a month ago, they Trust Stamp enhances biometric security with Palm Enhanced Cryptograph Solution. Put some more words in there I don't understand. Historically, they are a dilutive turd. They have some money right now. They're pending effect on some September 2024 inducement warrants at an exercise price of 32, which is exactly where we are right now. Pending effect on a lot of warrants from September at 22 cents, 32 cents. April 2023 shelf with a current raisable amount of 1 million. Anything that makes your eyes tingle?
I mean, other than all these warrants, I mean, unfortunately, they're not registered. But this is a horrible stock. They're about to do a reverse split. They have all these shares that are coming in at any moment. So that's a lot of like risk on the long side. 30-cent stock trying to get on this AI wave, but has a history of failing and not really pushing that much higher. We'll see. I mean, obviously these things can trade a bunch of volume and do really anything, but like first glance, I think this is like dog water.
Dog. So what does that mean when you say it's dog waters?
I don't know. Jack Kellogg called the stock dog water once, and I liked it.
Like, really, what is a dog water? Are you talking about the water a dog drinks? Water that it creates?
I think it's like toilet bowl water.
Toilet bowl water. I know you
Like
probably don't own a dog, but they are not supposed to drink out of the toilet, just for future.
I don't own a dog.
Okay. But now you know.
Now I know.
Yeah, IDAI looks like it actually had a decent bit of volume and movement back at the end of last year, running from $1 up to the threes. Ever since then, any big volume day you go to has been a big failure, either a wick to the sky and a close near the ground. Oh, I never said it like that, but I like it. Or it's just been a red day. And, well, this is a green day, but closed much below its lows. It's beaten down as low as 15 cents. And we're up basically 100% from those lows right now. And like you said, volume is pretty big. 120 mil already on a 30-cent stock. Kind of what you want to see, I guess, if you're a bull. Because you want to see that volume. Once you start getting into 500 to a billion shares, I think it's more 50-50 and more like anything can happen. But yeah, I look at these lower price stocks and I really don't have any interest in them long. Just because they are mostly dilutive turds and there's a reason they're down at 15 cents. I'd much rather play them on the back end once they get extended, once this goes to $1, or if it sets up for a breakout next week, whatever it is. I'd rather play them later than play them on day one, because I do think there's a reason gap and craps exist in the strategy. It's because most fail. And I don't want to be participating in a strategy on the opposite side of that. And so I'm generally never really bullish, especially on daily charts that just don't have a lot of action. This is really just a fading chart, top left to bottom right, in which not a lot's happened besides some gap and craps themselves and some failures. So I'm not really interested in it short down here at 30 cents, but definitely not interested in it long. What does Huddie say?
Huddie thinks that if it gaps up towards 40, there's a world where he shorts it, because I think it's not a good company.
You don't believe in them, do you?
I don't believe in them. I think they did me dirty back in the first AI run.
They probably just never ran.
Yeah, that's doing me dirty.
And that just bothers us as sympathy play buyers.
Yep.
Kind of like when GBR didn't go.
Oh man, did we wait for that one?
Gave it some time. Gave it some time. All right. Those are the biggest gappers of the day. Xena is popping up. I saw that one yesterday. Day one that people were talking about. It seems like these day one charts that aren't gappers seem to do really well in terms of gapping the next day.
Told you the gap is bearish.
2 to 7 yesterday and as high as 16 this
Settle an
morning.
argument in my head for me, okay?
Okay.
On Xena,
Yes.
do you, Dominic, because I know I know my answer, but do you, Dominic, consider 312 a breakout?
312. Oh, wait. Is
Look
there,
on the daily.
do you have stuff past October?
I have stuff in October.
Is October 1st the first candle you have of this year?
Yes.
So what was your 3? Then how do you have 3? Oh, you
Because
mean
10,
the
11. 10,
you
11
weren't
is
talking
the
about the
high.
date, you're talking about the high here at 312.
Yes.
Yeah, so this year, because I've seen a lot of this, I kind of tried to incorporate like a multi-month type of breakout, but it became very, very, very not
Fickle.
consistent. So sometimes I'd go back and see how did it break 312 yesterday, and it would have been something that I could have been a part of. High days 270, and then it just kind of rips through it. Definitely would not have been buying that, and I'm probably too scared to buy the first pull because the risk is all the way down here at 220. Would have been $1 share. Would have been fine now. Your risk reward would have been great if you swung it. But it's kind of like a breakout that you rarely will ever see me play, but I would still say it counts as one, like a multi-month, which is not my favorite type. I'd rather have multi-day. But this is kind of one of those daily charts too that is just super, super strong. Is there anything in the Xenatech, aerospace and defense? So they're AI and drone. They're kind of mixing the batch here. 12 million float, low across the board, and they have lots of cash. This is one of those all-time high type of charts where once you get over that $3 area, there's just nothing. So I wouldn't want to be too aggressive on the short side. Going into today, even less interested, up 76%. So kind of meets that gap and crap criteria, up 60, 70, up towards 100%. But I'm going to take the same approach that I have for the last while, which is I don't want stress in my life, and shorting something up 80% of the day and calling it a first red day is not a strategy. So probably just sit back and wait. And if I miss it, like I probably will with like QMCO, that's down 22% already. It is what it is. But until there's a more obvious play, I don't think, I mean, it's already overextended, but on a turkey week, we tend to have usually something crazy move. And I don't want to put myself in front of that. I don't know if you do.
Oh, I do if it gaps up bigger.
You want to put yourself in front of it, all over it.
Yeah, but again, I'm not really shorting, like to your point, I'm not really shorting first red days. I'm shorting gapping craps. So if this gaps up bigger, it becomes more in my territory. I'm not looking for it to go red on the day. So kind of a different approach there in terms of what strategy we're playing. But I would not trade it like a first red day today. I would not put myself in front of that, expecting like a backside pull.
There are some warrants at an exercise price of 1028, 291,000 of them. So maybe that comes into play. 1028.
A lot of volume for 220,000.
Yeah, not quite enough, you'd think, to overtake it. Okay, so that's Xena. That's another big runner. A lot of charts this week. I just feel like it's been really difficult, unless you're swinging that overnight, I guess, long.
Unless you're just blindly buying breakout levels and risking wide.
Not what I do. Let's see. It's Parker says Xena is main stock for me today. Daily chart looks simple. Nice gap up and good range. What's your thoughts? It's hard to give any more thoughts than we just did. And what's your bias? You say it's simple. Daily chart looks simple. I don't know what that means. But I get it, I guess. So it is simple. 123 Drummer Max says, I think Xena dumps today because warrants at $10. We just kind of talked about that. But I hope you have more in your plan than you think. Emilio Deloro. That's a cool name. Fannie Mae breakout. Did you guys play it, or would you have liked more consolidation before breakout, or was yesterday all day enough? Did it break out? I'm in it.
It did not break out.
Okay. Well, I was like getting really excited. I'm like, oh, the gap must be really big. Yesterday was enough for me because that was like the first time I've seen it like swizzle like that and have a day where it actually holds up all day without any shenanigans. And I'm kind of approaching it from the perspective of I expect a loss, but if it does break out, the only way to make money on this thing, slow moving towards 4, is to have a decent amount of size. So, and this is one where I will blindly buy the breakout level, which I won't do for most listed stocks. That's why OTCs are king of all kings, because you can usually buy the breakout level blindly and expect to never be down on your position. But I think there's also a world where it tops out here, goes sideways or down towards the 330, 340s for a couple of days, and then resets up. So I'm kind of prepared for both outcomes. I have a question for everyone out there. Have you hit the thumbs up button? Because we're at 40. We've got 120 of you watching. I think it would be a nice Thanksgiving. We're grateful for you. You're probably grateful for us in some way, at least Huddie. Hit that thumbs up button. Show your appreciation. Got more of you in here now, so I'll let you guys know about the schedule for this week. I know I kind of hinted at it yesterday. I do want you guys to keep your eyes out on our social media for our discount codes, which will be live on Friday. Correct, Huddie? For Black Friday to Cyber Monday. What we are going to do is there will be no lives for us tomorrow. So write this down. No live tomorrow, no live trading, and no Wine Wednesday. Just think there's going to be too many people traveling, too many people doing their thing. We also lied. Tomorrow's a full day, and Friday is a half day. But to make up for that, we're going to do a 4-leaf webinar at the open tomorrow with all 3 of us. So if you're signed up for 4-leaf, be on the lookout for that webinar. And then Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, expect a lot of you to be done traveling and probably just sitting there bored, wanting some trading talk. So we'll do our live trading Friday morning, 9:15. Let's just sleep in for another 30 minutes, and we'll do our live trading on Friday morning. So write all that down. If you come here to YouTube tomorrow, you will not find us. If you're in the Clover room and you're a 4-leaf Clover, you'll see us there for our webinar at 9:15 a.m. We'll do that for a little over an hour over there. So that's the schedule. We'll be live Friday, and we'll let you know those codes as well. So if you've been sitting back waiting to get involved in 3 or 4-leaf, now is your time as we approach the holiday season. That's when we'll do our discounts. All right, Heidi, hit him with that wisdom. I know you've been preparing all morning. You've been writing down little words of wisdom. Let us know. Let us have it.
Okay. It's really tough here at 6 a.m., guys.
No, it doesn't. Stop talking about the time. You're up. You're here.
All right. My words of wisdom is to probably not live on the West Coast if you want to get really good at this game, unless you're Kyle Williams or Lance Bernstein. I guess it's possible. I don't have any words of wisdom at 6 a.m.
You have to. 6 is not that early.
It's tough.
That's your words of wisdom?
I mean, but I'm here.
Are you sticking to it? That's your word?
I'm freaking here.
All right, everybody. That's it for us today. I hope you have a great, fantastic, amazing, very appreciative and grateful Thanksgiving. Spend some time with family or friends. And we will see you Friday for live trading at 9:15 a.m. All you Clovers, will see you today and tomorrow. So we'll be in there, and we'll wish you a happy Thanksgiving on Wednesday to Thursday. But everyone else, thank you for being here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes buttons hit. And we will see you Friday. And I hope you guys have a phenomenal trading day as well. Bye.